day. Merry Christmas. Me and Kyle are just going for a little walk at the moment, and then I'm going to make some Christmas dinner, so I thought I'd just bring you along with me, just because making Christmas dinner in a van is going to be quite interesting. I haven't really done much this morning. Last night we watched A Muppet's Christmas Carol, which is my favourite Christmas film. I love it so much, and that was really lovely. And then we went to bed and we've woken up to snow, which is so nice. Can't remember the last time it snowed on Christmas. So we're back in the UK now. I haven't really filmed much, to be honest, just because I didn't really feel the need to, but yeah, it feels nice to be back. It's very cold, and we dumped out a chunk of our water just because we were worried about the weight. So we're on the hunt now for some water. We're just filling up with some petrol, and we're going to do a food shop. So we're just going to kind of take today quite easy. It's been all good. It was like really easy. I've found the Eurotour like super easy, very chilled, no stress kind of thing. So yeah, that's all we're doing today. Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. I just thought I'd jump in here and do a little voiceover just to give you a bit of an update of what's been happening, just because I haven't posted in about 3 weeks, and I was hoping to get back to YouTube a little bit quicker, but it's just been a bit of a slow process and I've not really had too much motivation to film. We ended up coming up through Wales on our way back to the northeast, and these are just some shots of our time in Wales. It was really lovely. It was Kyle's suggestion actually, because we didn't really have too much to rush back to, so we just thought we would take a little bit of time and travel up through Wales. We only ended up spending a couple nights in Wales, but we ended up seeing my friend Geordie, and that was really lovely. Geordie and Rob, which was super sweet. And then we ended up having one more night just near Leeds, which is what you're seeing now, and it was super sweet seeing all the longboats, and it definitely made me think maybe our next adventure could be owning a longboat, just because they look really, really lovely, and it would be a lovely way to live, as is living in a van. And I also got a couple of orders over kind of the Christmas New Year period, just 2, and they were both very sweet orders, one from Ava and then one from another person who was based in the US, so I ended up shipping those off just a few weeks ago. If you're interested, I do have some bits on my Etsy at the moment. It's mainly stationery, but I do have some ceramics as well, and I'm kind of hoping to do a shop update maybe in springtime. I kind of would like to get a bit more of a routine down with my shop. I used to do shop updates quite regularly, but since kind of coming out of doing art and kind of coming out of doing work and traveling for a bit, I'm kind of definitely out of the swing of things, and I feel a little bit lost with it all. So I'm quite looking forward to maybe trying to plan to make some new pieces, or even if it's just some new stickers, that would still be really lovely. And as of right now, we are currently on a little farm. I'm going to go into maybe a bit more detail about it in the next video, but basically we have found a little spot where we can stay, and it's really, really sweet, and I'm so pleased that we came across it, to be honest, just because I was a little bit worried that we weren't going to find somewhere a bit more permanent to be over the winter period, and I definitely feel like we found somewhere that we can be for a substantial amount of time, so I'm dead pleased with that. It is currently the 17th of January as I record this, and it's just been a bit overwhelming. I think coming back, it's been so nice seeing family and friends so far, and I just still feel like every day has been very full. I thought we would kind of come back and it would be a bit of a slog, but it really hasn't. There's been so much happening, and we've just been kind of exploring our new little area, being on the farm and just seeing what's around us, as well as kind of settling into a new way of being. We're both still kind of not sure what we want to do for work, and I think it's definitely brought up a bit of anxiety for me in terms of work. I just feel a bit lost at the moment coming back, and I think I feel a little bit sad because I felt so happy when I was travelling and when I was away, and I felt like things were a little bit clearer. But as I've come back to the UK, I just feel like, well, really coming back to the northeast, kind of the realities of things have set in a bit more, and I definitely feel a bit anxious about how I want to move forward and how I want to make an income. And yeah, I just feel very much like I don't really know what I want to do, and that kind of can weigh a little bit heavy. I know I want to make art, but making a living from art has been difficult, and I don't really know what I want to do with that and how to navigate it. But I'm just trying my best with what I can, and that's all you can do. And I'm trying to be as open to things as possible and not trying to get so wrapped up in doing one thing. So I have applied for a couple of little jobs here and there, and I still feel like I need to give the tattooing a little go, but I still feel quite anxious about that in some ways. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. I seem to go up and down about it. This is me and Kyle framing up, sorry, this is a bit random. I ended up submitting 3 pieces of artwork to the Woodhorn open exhibition, and those pieces you saw just there were the 2 paintings. This is us just framing them up to be sent off, and I ended up dropping those off just today. And I've also dropped off a ceramic plate, so I submitted 3 pieces. So I'm quite hopeful that they'll all get submitted, just because they're all quite different, and especially the 2 painted pieces because they go quite well together. Woodhorn also have an exhibition on at the minute, which me and my mum went and visited. My mum also submitted some pieces to Woodhorn, and the exhibition was really nice that we went to visit. She submitted 2 glass pieces, so we're both quite hopeful that we'll get accepted, and I think we hear back kind of from now onwards to about February time, I believe. So that was so nice to do, and kind of lifted my spirits a bit. I had been feeling pretty positive, and I think I had been feeling pretty okay, and then I think I've just had a bit of a wobble, to be honest. I think it's just a bit of worry around money and a bit of worry around what I want to do, and I know that doesn't have to feel so concrete in terms of what I want to do in life, but I think I just don't really know how to navigate this next part of what we're doing. I just want to feel happy in what I'm doing, and I think as well I've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit with running and eating well. I kind of have become into a little bit of a slump, and I don't know if it's because I feel the need to hibernate more, so I don't want to move as much, but I know I definitely feel a lot better when I exercise and like eat well, eat lots of veg. And yeah, I've just kind of fallen off that since returning to the UK, to be honest. I just feel like I'm a bit more lazy with stuff, but I feel like it's more just probably a response to the way the weather is at the moment. So I'm hoping that I'll kind of come out of hibernation when we head more towards spring, but I don't know when my next video will be up. I'd like to post something in the next week or so, just to kind of talk about where we're living on the farm, because it's so lovely. And I'd like to do a little bit of an art deep dive as well, and show you what all the paintings that I've done over my time traveling, and just I'd like to do a more positive one about kind of goals, maybe aspirations, for 2026, because it just feels so vague and unclear at the minute what we're doing, and I'm finding it a little bit hard to plan things because I just don't really know what this next year is going to look like for us. So yeah, I'm hoping, sorry to be a little bit negative, but I think that is just generally how I'm feeling at the minute, and I'm sure it'll change and ebb and flow. And I think once I start getting into a routine with work and earning a bit more money and things becoming a bit more secure for us, a bit more stable, I know I thrive with a routine, so I just need to get myself back into that. And Kaya's going to help out, I think, with my art business side of things, and kind of get that up and running a bit more. So I always feel like I do really well when there's like a lot of different things happening, so I'm not feeling too much pressure on one sort of thing. So if I can get a little part-time job, if I can do a bit of tattooing, if I can do a bit of my art, I think then I'll probably feel a bit more lifted and a bit more kind of have a bit more focus with things. But I hope you're all well, and I hope January is treating you softly and gently, because it's always a bit of a difficult month as we come into the new year in the dark and the cold. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.